Welcome back to Chasing Trophies, and it's finally time. It's India versus New Zealand ICC T20 World Cup 2026 final. The day has arrived, and we are looking forward to it, and hope you guys are as well. Joining me is Faz. Faz, are you excited for this clash?
It just looks like it comes so quickly, man. एक महीना कहाँ गया भाई? एक महीना गया कहाँ अपना? We were thinking like a couple of months ago जब South Africa या फिर New Zealand है, फिर suddenly like it started. हाँ चलो group stages है, but we're here. We're in the final right now. It's India. It's New Zealand. We've seen so many things that have happened over the course of a month, and it just feel like 2 हफ्ते का World Cup था. Obviously, there's a lot more cricket that we'll be playing in the calendar year, but from 2025, the white ball series, the red ball series, the emotions, the drama. As an Indian cricket fan, obviously, we've seen a lot. And yeah, I'm very excited for tomorrow. Now I'm pumped up as it struck 12 o'clock here in India. Now it's 12:30 officially, and now we're on the D-Day. So yeah, I can't wait, man. It's gonna be hopefully
Yeah,
a
it's going to be very exciting. I mean, look, a lot of quality cricket has been played in this tournament. Some players who have played them are not there right now, but these are still two high quality sides. And if you see in the last few years, whether it's India, South Africa, England, New Zealand, these guys have played T20 cricket consistently, and they played it pretty well. They play in different leagues around the world. These players, India in particular, play at the IPL, but you know what I mean. Like they understand
yeah,
this
yeah.
format, they understand the game right now, and for India, man, like we see since 2024, that final, since then, they haven't lost a series. They've been unbeatable. They've lost matches here and there. There's been a lot of public outcry when it comes to positions. There's been a lot of what do you call it, musical chairs. Sometimes you have Shubman Gill there. Sometimes you've got Sanju Samson there. Ishan Kishan has got into the mix as well. But overall, it looks like, one more win, and this can be a team which could be goated one more, and if it's a loss, then people will go the other way, and all the praise will be for New Zealand. But yeah, at the end of the day, we shouldn't forget the journey of these two teams. Whether they deserve or don't deserve, they're playing some excellent cricket, and it's just one win away from glory.
Yes, it reminds me of 2023, where in the press conference against New Zealand, I keep saying this. Rohit Sharma said, "One bad match and I'll be a bad captain." Right?
Yeah.
One bad match and I'll be a bad captain. I think Surya Kumar will be saying the same thing, because people don't give us ourselves that much credit. We're very critical as fans. We're demanding as fans. Like, we always try to compare and think, हाँ Australia वाले dominance को हम कब आएंगे? And I understand, like right now we've been playing some fantastic cricket. We won all the bilaterals. We won Asia Cups. We have people like you mentioned playing domestic leagues and in an incredible fashion. Right? They all did amazing in that. Coming to this moment right now, we're on the brink of a back-to-back T20 World Cup. The expectations again rise. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how India do in this game. But yeah, I don't think you can forget what we've done over the course of 2 years. Let it be the management as well. I know we don't give enough credit to Gautam Gambhir and his men, but behind the scenes, everybody does something, and they're equally involved in this sort of mix of things. But yeah, I think finally two sets of good teams, two good sets of players in each team, and I'm just waiting to see what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, Surya, the press conference mentioned that, I didn't have to do much. Rohit Sharma left a very brilliant team for me, and, he left a certain type of style of play that you wanted to play. He set the tone for us. But there are a lot of players who have come into this team, right? You still have to adjust because Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli are two key names who are not available, and those are two big guys you have to replace as well. I think the way Sanju Samson has played in this tournament has been outstanding, especially the last two games in particular. But, even the experienced player, Shivam Dubey, I think, Fez, he's been the most underrated player in the last 2 years for India. And again, I know with the ball it's a different situation, and I hope he doesn't get the ball in the final. But with the bat, he's been incredible. He's that kind of player where maybe he's not your star player, maybe he's not the main guy, but he's a crucial cog to that puzzle. If you don't have that piece, the puzzle doesn't really finish.
Yeah, 100%. I think, like you mentioned, man, 24 mein Rohit Sharma all out gave you the blueprint of how you have to play. But what you've got to credit is these youngsters who've stepped in, the likes of Abhishek, Ishan, Sanju. These guys adapted to that system very well. And again, that's where you give a credit to an IPL, because it's a
I
high
took it to
pressure
another level as well, right? Like the way they were
yeah.
batting and stuff.
And it's like that's where I will credit IPL. Like I know it shouldn't be the road to selection. Don't get me wrong. Like we have our reservations there, but it is such a high pressured competition that makes them ready for these kind of situations. Like Asia Cup, we were like, "Arey kya hoga?" But हमारो कहीं ना कहीं 24, 18 या 40 तिलक वर्मा कर सकता है ये चीज करा हुआ है आईपीएल में, and he's faced the situations. So I think Rohit Sharma, obviously the pioneer of this whole format changing thing, he understood very quickly in 2019 that भाई मैं अगर 500 मारूंगा तो टीम नहीं जीतेगी तो फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. I have to change it up. 2021 में he realized that slow building is done. We got to go aggressive. Obviously, credit we learned from the 2024 IPL season, but the fact remains that, like you said, like Rohit Sharma engineered it. These guys are running it. Shivam Dube की आप बात करें, I think he's a fantastic underrated batsman against spin. Credit to again Gambhir who bought him back. People thought he was sidelined after that Zimbabwe injury in 24. They thought कि खत्म हो गया उसका career, but credit man, he didn't have a very good 25 IPL with Sabai, but they did back him. They got him back. Obviously, that time around we needed someone to replace Hardik. There was NKR also who was in the scene, but Shivam Dube did the hard yards. There were a lot of criticism in 24, but now today where he stands, from 24 ka Shivam Dube to 26, there's been a massive change, a massive change in the positive way. Yes, the bowling has been off on days, but in situations in crunch where we actually also needed him in the Asia Cup final, he's delivered. There will be off days, there are bad days for every player, but his growth is incredible. Akshar Patel is another player that we have to speak about. We always have been backing him since 2023 when he got dropped post Asia Cup. We weren't happy like at the toss. After that he got injured, and we know like these things happen in the world of cricket. But West Indies में टेस्ट सीरीज नहीं दिए थे, जडेजा को बैक करते जा रहे थे. This guy lived in that shadow. But come at post that, bhai, Champions Trophy, you were there. The way he played at number 4, number 5 role after Shreyas, man, incredible. He's been very consistent with the ball rather than the bat, I would say, in the T20 format. He's your economical guy. He will get you the overs with, yeah, there will be again that odd day that he gets smashed, but he tries to maintain a good variation, a good sort of economy that wickets nahi mile, but at least maine runs nahi zyada diya. So that's been Akshar, and again in the field we always call him a gun fielder. So yeah, it's just massive to see how India's team has such multi-utility players since the time when we've been watching T20 or in cricket in general, I guess.
Yeah, and Aksar, despite all that, did get dropped in the South Africa game, and we all questioned that. And this is the reason, because he's somebody who can impact the game from any end. Like, you said ball, bat. In the semi-final, it was neither. It was just the field. And you could have given him man of the match just for those catches, because those were match-defining catches from Aksar Patel. And that is why he's such an important player. Like you said, versatile. He can, when you can impact a game from any situation, that is when that player becomes very important. And I think India have that versatility now. Hardik Pandya, Shivam Dube, Aksar Patel, impacting that game from different situations. When it comes to batting now, obviously, all the eyes will be on Abhishek Sharma, Sanju Samson. But you do back this batting order one more time in the finals. I guess you also have Surya also has not played to that level. So hopefully Surya and Abhishek se agar run aa gaye, to theek hai. Nahi aaye to just hope that the other guys step up to the plate.
Yeah, again, like we've been saying this, it's a team sport at the end of the day. One day someone will stand up. I know people will say, but when will Abhishek stand up? I completely agree. It's not been his best tournament, but I've seen it in 12 months, in 25. I've seen him score things that are unimaginable. In T20 cricket, he's got 135 versus the likes of England. He's been amazing away in South Africa where people usually struggle. He's sensational, but like you've called it very early that भाई हर player के career में patch आता है जहाँ पे वो खराब हो जाता है. Like there will be that thing. Surya Kumar Yadav, yeah, again we gave him that much time in 25. We know, and he's the captain of the Indian team at the end of the day. We wanted to back him. We backed him. In situation like a captain, he stood up. He got certain runs in the New Zealand series. We saw him getting back into form in 2026. And the USA game, I think he stuck. See, he got dropped, but he stuck his neck out. He held his head, and he got us through that match, at least with the bat. With the ball, obviously, we became clinical once we reached that 160 mark. But post that, it was still a tricky situation. There has been the odd 34 here and there. He does look like he's struggling, but again, we do back him. We know we called him the best T20 player of India once upon a time, right? Pre-2022, when that IPS season he had. So I think there's still amazing talent there. He just needs to get his head right. I know it's not an easy job to be a captain of a format in an Indian cricket team, but I'll credit him on certain other things that he's doing in the field, keeping the morale boost of the players, the way he's gained confidence, the way he's maintained trust with each player, Mustafa, from Sanju to anyone. It's not easy from going from a fatherly figure to Rohit Sharma to coming to this guy, Surya Kumar Yadav, who people would probably question why who captain kyun banaya, like on what basis he's the captain. But it's credit to that Indian team, credit to himself, how he adapted to that. Post Hardik Pandya, banter with him in Mumbai Indians and all of those things. Even Surya must have been impacted that bad at, but Hardik losing out his captaincy, but the mutual respect that has been maintained, that shows the volumes of what kind of a person Surya Kumar is, I guess.
Yes, and if you see New Zealand's journey, actually, it's been not a great one. It's been less smooth than India's. If you criticize India's
Yeah.
World Cup journey, New Zealand's is even tougher. If you see, they're the only team who lost more than one game. If you
Mhm.
count the group stages and the Super Race, they lost one in the group stage, one in the Super Race. One game was rained out, and now they're sitting pretty in the finals. They got
Yeah.
the rub of the green in the semi-final. They won the toss, and now here they are. They can do anything in the final. They can go this way, they can go that way. We don't know what to expect from them, and sometimes the unpredictability in a team makes them dangerous as well going into a final.
100% by this team is never predictable. I think the worst thing that we always do, like you mentioned, we keep them out of our top four, but they're consistent. Mr. Consistent, they are super consistent. They reached the final of the Champions Trophy. They reached another final today in the T20 World Cup. And I think they can be very dangerous. They're volatile in nature. You don't know what they'll bring out. One day you'll see like finale and Ilya going 169 for no loss. Some other day you might see them collapse at like 76 for 7. But then you don't know. Then comes in a McConkey and a Mitsanter and they get you to the victory. So this is that kind of a team like you mentioned. But they have a very good set of match winners. They've got 5 to 6 match winners who could win it on themselves. You've got the top two order. You've got Rachin Ravindra who has a fantastic ODI World Cup in India. He knows how these wickets play. I know he's not in the best of form. He has picked up a 50. You've got Mitchell, who loves India for some reason. You've got Mitch Sandner, who, with the bat, Mustafa has been amazing recently. So New Zealand does have all the makings to give you a very, very tough fight. Given any condition, let it be a slow wicket, a pace wicket, a bounce wicket, a variable bounce wicket, I think New Zealand is a very good opponent to have against India.
Yeah, 100%. And if you look at the matchups, one matchup that I'm very excited about is going to be McConkey and Matt Henry versus Abhishek Sharma and Sanju Samson. Because I
Yeah.
think, Abhishek might, have some trouble against, I think he will have trouble against McConkey, but he will favor the Matt Henry matchup. And Samson might have some trouble against Henry, but he'll favor the McConkey matchup. So it'll be interesting how these two rotate the strike and how they take on the New Zealand openers. I'm guessing that these two will open the bowling. So I'm really excited for this battle.
बिल्कुल आई थिंक लाइक वी सेड वीकनेसेस एंड स्ट्रेंथ्स दोनों के उधर थोड़े बहुत रिवर्स हैं या इन
Yeah.
opposite हैं so that will be crucial how they rotate the strike. I'm not going to tell like इन्हें ऐसा खेलना इन्हें वैसा खेलना obviously हम कोई भी नहीं होते हैं उनको बोलने को कुछ भी but with Matt Henry even for Abhishek I think it could be a test. He's got good variations in him. He's got like in the sense he'll
Hmm.
slow it up, line खींच के लाता है, he'll invite Abhishek to come out and drive. So those things also could be a test. Whereas McConkey, again, we don't know a lot about him, but even Sanju on a good rhythm might, sometimes he does give an early chance. So that
Yeah.
is something that Sanju also needs to be realistic. He got very lucky with Harry Brook. It was a lollipop. On any other day, Harry Brook would have taken that folded, but
Folded, yeah.
the stars were aligned, or whatever you want to call it. We managed to get through that, but yeah, Sanju probably needs to be a little bit cautious, not undermining McConkey, because we saw what he was able to do against Sri Lanka.
Yeah, and what the Indian batsmen have to do, especially the openers, they have to basically utilize this left hand, right hand to their favor. They have to make the bowlers because Matt Henry, I mean, we saw what he did in the 2019 World Cup semi-final against India, but over there were three right-handers. Now you've got a right-hander, left-hander, so you have to make it difficult for Henry. You should need to disturb his line and length, and for that
Yeah.
maybe you attack him, then you single, then attack him again. You have to. That's what you have to do against those bowlers. I'm sure, like you said, they have the plans already. This is just for us to discuss, but
Yeah, 100%.
I'm sure they already have planned this. And then, if you flip the script, are you going to open with Arshdeep and Hardik Pandya, or would you fancy an Akshar Patel against these two right-handed batsmen in the power play?
A lot of this would depend upon where we bowl Mustafa. Like if we get an
Because
idea
I
of
feel,
how the pitch is
sorry to
playing.
cut you
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
because I feel that South Africa missed a trick by not playing Maharaj in the first 2 3 overs, and they just took the seamers apart. Those two guys.
yeah. You could say that, but there was another game. I think was Sri Lanka or somewhere where they did actually start with the spinner. Maybe another match I'm thinking of, but they
Yeah.
can play spin. It's not like Finale can't play spin, and
Yeah.
uh, they hit the ball pretty hard. And if it doesn't turn, that
Yeah.
plan will go against you. It'll
Yeah.
just be a slower ball coming to them. So I think the indication will be tomorrow where we know okay, they will get an idea of what the wicket is turning. If they win the toss and decide to bowl first, I don't know. Like I think chasing is not that great, so maybe they'll bat first. So they'll have an idea of how to. They'll try to not chase it. So they'll try to bat. So I think yeah, wicket कैसा रहेगा, bounce रहेगा, turn रहेगा, उसके ऊपर आपको call लेना पड़ेगा. Even as a captain, you could say, but agar you still don't know what New Zealand's capacity is against spin. If they manage to easily see that out with the power that they have, a miss hit might like utna power ke miss hit bhi chala jata kabhi six ko. So that will be very crucial to see how the wicket is playing, and then probably take the call over that off spinner over Arshdeep and Hardik.
Yeah, if I'm both teams, actually, me personally on this ground, I would just chase because I feel that if you India's best chance is to put the New Zealand seamers under pressure in the death overs, right? We've seen they struggled against England in the death overs. They didn't have a plan against Sadan Ahmed and Will Jacks. Against South
Jacks.
Africa, they struggled as well because I mean they struggled the whole time against South Africa in the group stage match, not the semi-finals, but the group stage they also got hit by. So that New Zealand bowling, you can actually put them under pressure. I know that we've big up Henry, we've picked up Santner, they've got Rachin Ravindra and everything, but there's still a bit of inexperience over there. Whereas I think if New Zealand is chasing, koi na koi aake maar bhi de sakta, and they can put your bowlers, and bowling is also your weakness right now as compared to your batting. So I feel that whoever wins the toss should bowl in my opinion.
Chase it down. Yeah, I guess like just historically, if they're going to look at it, maybe the team batting first has won more than the pain. So that always plays a part. But I agree, like at the end of the day, the toss shouldn't dictate completely the outcome. Like in Wankhede, we've seen good chases happen, but on the day it didn't happen.
Yeah,
For,
but again,
for
so that is another reason why I would chase the Wankhede. It was much closer than expected. You
expected.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
and to defend that total fest, how much you had to score? 250, bro.
250.
So
Yeah.
that is another
बिल्कुल.
thing you have to consider. If you're batting first, आपको वहां तक पहुंचना है और हमेशा
हाँ वही
पहुंचना
है.
मुश्किल होता है वहां पे.
अब अगर आप वही है ना मोदी स्टेडियम में आप आ गए 185 180 बनाए, इट्स बीन अ मैच विनिंग टोटल 180. बट अभी सबसे बड़ी चीज क्या है मुसावा है, लाइक बुमराह हैज बीन क्लिनिकल 4 games on the road. He has been covering everyone's tracks. If they decide like let's just go out and hit like what South Africa tried to do against India was they didn't stop when Bumrah came. They tried to come out and Markram tried to come out and hit Bumrah.
Yeah.
So if someone actually, because we have seen Bumrah get hit in the past, not as frequently, but if someone does charge Bumrah, yes, Bumrah is that smart, like he will bowl you Yorkers, but उसका भी एक आध full toss चला था. अगर एक से दो बाउंड्री उसके ओवर, they will try to target 10 over 10 runs भी मिल गए बुमराह के हर ओवर में, 8 रन भी मिल गए उसको ओवर, which is mostly unlikely. But वो मैच से अगर न्यूजीलैंड निकली कि भाई बुमराह को तो हम टारगेट करने वाले हैं.
मैं इसी चक्कर में मैं बोल रहा हूँ चेस करो बिकॉज आप बुमराह एक बॉलर है, ठीक है, मगर अगर आप देखें बैटिंग वाइज, अगर शिवम दुबे, हार्दिक पांड्या, ठीक है, सूर्य कुमार यादव, एक और बैट्समैन का नाम ले लो भाई, अक्षर पटेल का नाम ले लो, तिलक वर्मा, ये 4-5 प्लेयर है ना, you might have more confidence that these guys will cross the line rather than with the ball if you have Akshar Patel and Hardik Pandya and
now the risk in that now is because Alhamdulillah, like Ishan ya Sanju chalaye abhi tak. The main thing is if they get a sniff of blood in the top 3, middle पे आ गई बात, तब क्या करेंगे वो. And I think I'll understand, I back you what you're saying कि majority अभी तक तो अच्छा चला है, but it's just like अगर सूर्या, तिलक और हार्दिक पे अन्य आ गई like शिवम दुबे,
मगर वो तो मसला आप पहली बैटिंग करें तो भी वही मसला होगा because the thing is अगर तीनों में से एक कोई नहीं चला ना ऊपर का, तो फिर आप जो टारगेट पहुंचना चाह रहे हो वो टारगेट आप पहुंचेंगे ही नहीं. वही मसला है. तो आपको वो तो जो आप बोल रहे वो तो हो सकता, मगर इधर वे हो सकता. एंड अगर आप न्यूजीलैंड भी हो ना, न्यूजीलैंड भी हो, यू वुड रादर बैक द लाइक्स ऑफ सैंटनर, मैकॉन्ची, मिचेल, चैपमैन with the bat rather than with the ball in the crucial overs from there. I don't know. I just feel that that's the way to go. I know that historically batting first is the best and final में आप chase नहीं करना चाहिए. But I'm just looking at it from a perspective with what is your actual best chance looking at your team combination. What is your best chance to win right now?
I think India will, New Zealand will want to bat first. Probably India, like you said, they would want to chase maybe.
If New Zealand went to bat first, it's a good thing for India.
Because if New Zealand will back themselves, like if they get to a massive total with whatever they have, the pressure will come not just from the players, the crowd. You know, the crowd will be like, damn, it's 200, bro. Like, what are you going to do?
But see, you know what will happen?
130,000 की जो आवाज रहती है, but जो silence रहती है और loud रहती है भाई.
Yeah. But see, what will happen is West Indies का आप देखो ना, West Indies अगर वो chase कर रहे थे, I think they would have had a better chance to beat India in that particular game, because वो ये आप big total तक पहुंचना है आपको, नहीं
Mhm.
पहुंचे आप 10 रन भी चुक गए तो इंडिया चेस कर देगी, एंड सेम थिंग अगर इंडिया भी 10-15 रन चुक के तो न्यूजीलैंड चेस कर देगी. एंड व्हाट हैपेंस इज इन T20 cricket, I feel that when you have something in front of you is just a bit easier. And भाई ड्यू का कोई भरोसा नहीं. I know people are saying नहीं होगा and stuff. In Mumbai, was there due in that second innings, because they
There
were
was very,
smashing it, bro.
very, yeah. There was due because Rusty आते गए हम लोग के सामने से.
Yeah,
The big rope kept coming out, but not like भीग रही थी ball, but there was due. Like you were using towels and stuff, so there was
yeah.
due.
So yeah, I mean the margin for error will be very little. I feel that if you bat first, but again, it's cricket; anything can happen. From New Zealand's point of view, if you look at it, who are the key players that you're looking at?
I mean, the top order for sure. There's no doubt after last game, like we'll be
Undertaker
looking
and
at
Kane.
Undertaker and Kane, yeah, like D'Lo Brown and Mark Henry, whatever you want to call it. But
Yeah.
उसके बाद मेरे को रचिन रविंद्र से भी थोड़ा है मुसावा. Like I feel like this player, he's been working very hard on his game. He's a good player. He's got a lot of technical ability. Left-hander bhi hai, so that also gives him another variation of right-left. When he comes in, he's a good strike rotator. We saw him in, I know it's 50-over format, but we saw him how he quickly adapted to Indian conditions, right? And I think he can play a very big hand tomorrow. And yeah, I mean, Daryl Mitchell hasn't been that great probably. I think this tournament, but Glenn Phillips is also one guy. Like you probably would be a little bit wary about him. He plays for the Gujarat Titans, so he'll have an idea of this ground as well. We forget that because he got injured and he left the IPL unfortunately,
Yes.
but he still has an idea of how the Modi Stadium plays, what are the things. And for New Zealand, again, one thing that they probably right now would back themselves on is the field. That is something that I'm looking at. But yeah, in recent we've seen Phillips also like another fielder drop some catches from New Zealand, so it's not going to be that one-sided from fielding perspective.
Yeah, I mean, you saw how much a catch can affect a game. Just ask England that, and the fielding will be very important going into the final, because one miss here and there, it can change the whole landscape of the match. And if you are India or New Zealand, you don't want to be giving any chances to any of the players. Whether it's Abhishek, whether it is Finn Allen, you don't want to be dropping these catches. And
Yeah,
yeah, Ahmedabad, because it's like, I don't know if it's a ring of fire. I don't remember how the
it is.
lights are.
It is. It is.
It
It
is
is.
right. So sometimes in those kind of stadiums, I've seen it in Dubai as well. It becomes a bit tricky. The high skiers, and we saw in the IPL as well. A lot of catches were dropped there too. So you just have to take a check on that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it comes to Jasprit Bumrah, there is the way Surya Kumar. I have always asked him to use Bumrah like this, and I think it's the good way to go. But it's a very tricky situation now with Finn Allen and Thing are batting. You said that you might not go the Akshar Patel route, so you'll stick with Arshdeep and Hardik, or would you try and give Bumrah the first over or second over, which they haven't done yet?
I think for Surya, he first looks at the litmus test of how Hardik or Arshdeep does, right? Like, agar Hardik ke over mein 10-12 aa gaya, then he'll bring Bumrah to like, panic button wala situation.
Yeah.
If Hardik and Akshardeep, or even if Akshar bowl, if they're able to be economical, then he'll continue with them because they're confident. They're subject to the other bowler confidence that Bumrah gets utilized.
He
Uh,
won't take the risk like against Pakistan, where he just gave Bumrah the new ball. He said, "Go for it, bolke." He won't take that risk.
he might actually, because like again Finn Allen and Tim Seifert ki wicket aa gayi, so that is something that he would want up front. So I would personally probably play Bumrah up front, because yeah, Arshdeep gets the odd swing here, but then again, like it's coming into the right-handers. There's no glaring problem that we've seen with Finn Allen or Tim Seifert who have an issue with the ball coming in. Maybe with the ball coming out from like somewhere else, maybe that could be something interesting, but. With Bumrah, I think that element of threat is always there with any batsman. Ke bhai, ye nahi human ko out kar sakta, we've got to respect him. Now, if New Zealand come out, what we realize also with Bumrah, people stick too much inside the crease, right? They're very inside the crease. That gives Bumrah the advantage. Like if people start stepping out, like Sam Constance, for example, I mean, he didn't do anything, but what he was trying to do was he was trying to be more aggressive towards Bumrah,
Yeah.
trying to spoil his momentum and rhythm. And I can't remember which series where Bumrah got smashed in one of the games, and we were discussing, and that's when you attack Bumrah. It's a rare occasion, but for New Zealand, they've got two batsmen who are fire and thing. Now, I think they'll probably stick to what you mentioned. Maybe they could probably go with Bumrah up front just to see if the wicket goes. But I think if we bowl first, maybe not. Maybe if we bowl like second, I think then maybe Bumrah
Depending
will.
on the scorecard, if you need to attack early, then you probably bring Bumrah
Yeah,
as quick as possible. And I think with Jasprit Bumrah, right now he's nailing those Yorkers and stuff. And he also has that slower ball where if you do try to charge him, the ball will dip as well on you. He
yeah,
has that delivery. But
yeah,
again, it's all about execution. Right now, Bumrah is executing to the elite level, which we saw in 24.
yeah,
In
yeah.
between, he was not executing to the level.
Nah, nah,
The Asia Cup against Pakistan, we saw like the 2-3 games, he was off color. Bumrah wasn't the Bumrah that we wanted. Even against Haris Rauf, there was one edge which went for four. I mean, that is unlucky, but that was the time Bumrah was having. But right now,
yeah.
he's at his elite best, and when he's in this situation, he hardly misses a Yorkers. And India will be hoping that it's much of the same going into this final as well.
Yeah, 100%. Like they will try to not overthink it. I think they'll play the situation, and that's what they've got to do. They got to see and look at the matchups, and uske hisab se then take a call like what they want to do.
Will India take a gamble, or will they take? Will they change anything in the? Will they bring Kuldeep Yadav in for Varun Chakravarti? Will they bring Rinku in? Will they do something like that, or will go with the same team?
Personally, I would, but I would, but what I feel about what they would do is no, they won't, because like we always criticize them for making these kind of changes, being protective or overthinking or being very safe or ultra. So I think they won't, because the past has probably taught them that they've always tried something like this to bring someone in the last minute. Let it be 2019 World Cup or anything like them. Say up, you spur on a surprise. You got Surya Kumar in 23, 24. So you had a fit team. Sanju almost played, but he didn't. But luckily we won that game. But all I'm saying is, like, I think now they'll probably not do that. They'll probably be like, "नहीं भाई, past में बहुत ज़्यादा changes करे, which has made us lose quite a lot of games. Maybe we just stick to what's working right now."
Yeah, and these teams have had some great games. They played each other in knockouts a lot. In New Zealand in the 2000 Champions Trophy, they defeated India. There's an incredible innings from Chris Gaines there.
Okay. Yeah.
In 2007, New Zealand defeated India. 2016, New Zealand defeated India. 2019, New Zealand defeated India. But then India had a good rub of the green in 23 and 25 as well. Champions Trophy.
Yeah.
These two played, so they know each other very well. It's a historic kind of. Battle between the two
Battle.
sides, but
Yeah.
it's not that type of rivalry. Like we always considered New Zealand the nice guys, the way they play the cricket, but on the field they're shrewd players. Like they might not swear at you, they might not like sledge you as much, but they're very shrewd when it comes to the job. They get the job done. They're very clinical at times, and their motive is always to win.
Yeah, 100%. They're very witty as individuals. Like Kane Williamson is one of the smartest captains we've seen. I think Mitch Sanders done a fantastic job with this team as well. New Zealand is just like one of those teams that doesn't talk a lot, right? Like they don't talk a lot, and that's what it is. Their body language is so calm, but like you mentioned, when they're on the field, they are the ones who started this red ball destruction of Indian cricket. And this is a team that is not even probably in the top 3 or 4 cricketing sides in Test right now, right? Like, and that is what their level of competition is like. They went to India and beat us, where people were not able to win in 12 years. So that just shows you that they are a team that is always thinking about winning. They don't speak a lot. They say actions will talk louder than words, and I think that's what they'll probably try to look to do tomorrow as well.
And the main thing is they don't rely on a player. They just have a proper system there. Everyone
Yeah,
fits the bill. They always get replacements. Williamson is one of the greatest captains cricket has seen, and
yeah,
he's been replaced very seemingly by Manchester United, and they're playing another final. It doesn't
yeah.
really matter to them. Trent Bolt and Tim Southey.
Hmm.
Any team. If these two guys leave that team, they will be missed like crazy. But they
Yeah,
have players backing it up, and I still feel like somewhere down the line they lost those two games because these two weren't there at the death overs, right? But they're still playing a final. That is the incredible
yeah.
nature of the New Zealand cricket team. They find replacements, they find things, because however important Bumrah is to us, Bolt was to them. Like, let's not
Hmm.
forget, from 2015 to 23, 24, he was carrying them with the ball, and we see that even when he plays with the Mumbai Indians, when he plays with the Rajasthan
Hmm.
Royals. Trent Bolt is an
Yeah,
outstanding bowler in
yeah.
all three formats, particularly in
Hmm.
T20 cricket. So it's really good what they've done. Prediction: will New Zealand win a much awaited ICC wide ball trophy, or will India make it back to back?
I will back India to make it back to back and probably close this chapter of stadiums and records 3-0 with New Zealand and never winning on a Sunday and all of these things, hopefully. But it's not like I said in the West Indies game, and I said it like in the last game as well. It's not going to be as easy as we think. They are going to come to fight. It could go either way, but I'll back our team, just the home conditions and stuff.
Yeah, man, and I think it's going to be a cracker of a game. I have a feeling it's going to be a close match. I hope it's not a one-sided
It's
affair.
gonna be a heart attack, bro. I think
Yeah,
as well.
because I mean, finals in recent times, we had that India South Africa. I know that it was very very stressful, but those are fun. You remember those
Yeah,
moments
yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
So
Of course.
I
Yeah,
hope
yeah.
it's a good battle between the two sides. And yeah, if India win, then it's a party. If New Zealand win, then they'll also have they also deserve it in a way because they've been waiting
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
trophy. I'm also
yeah.
backing India. I think the India should make it two in a row. I think the team, they've already made that loss, like they've learned their lesson, and hopefully they've learned from those mistakes that they made against South Africa, and hopefully they don't repeat